5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. I don't think you're supposed to move your head like that. I think they teach you that in broadcast school, which I never took, as you all can clearly see. Anyway, let's get over to the news, right? So we're going to go over here, and we're going to start with some motivation for
Devin,
you
did
this
you know
morning.
Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
Okay.
I
That's
got a motorcycle.
15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? DJ Khaled to be your motivational coach?
Yo, Devin, remember to brush in a circle motion.
Thank you, DJ Khaled.
Tiny circles, Devin. Do another one. Another one.
Is this good?
Put in that work, Devin. Don't give up.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
Looks like DJ could lose some weight. Anyway, I don't know who that guy is, but I was thinking about that this morning, brushing in tiny circles, so I thought I'd pass that along to you. Okay, so let's get over to the real news. Yes, we will. Okay, first of all, fireworks sales are booming. Oops, I turned off that thingy. Are booming, right. And so if you live in a city, it's going to be noisy in the next few weeks. We take the advantage of this to shoot our guns. I have a little target set up in the backyard. We can sit on the porch and sip iced tea. Never mix alcohol with firearms. Well, not much alcohol. Maybe a little alcohol. No alcohol with firearms. Firearms or alcohol, but not firearms and alcohol. Anyway, so when all the firecrackers are going off and I have my little 22, I tried doing subsonics, but it didn't make that much difference. And I tried doing this cone with acoustic foam inside it and shooting through that, and that did help a little bit. It took away some of the crack of the bullet, and I have this thing that captures the bullet, which we could use in the house. I had a friend who shot in the house all the time with one of those, but I just set it up in the backyard. And now I got a spinner, which is a lot of fun. So you hit it and it spins around, and you can tell that you hit it. And very, very safe. So I just thought I'd warn you if you live in my neighborhood. One explanation is that people are bored with the lockdown. Another is that people have just relaxed their enforcement. They got better things to enforce. I remember as a kid launching them off in the front yard, my dad and the neighbor guys, and a couple of those salutes that just go up and go boom. They had them left over from last year's fireworks, official fireworks launch. And so we found a 4-inch pipe, pounded it into the front lawn, and launched them off. The first one, nothing much happened. The second one, which is only a couple minutes later, a minute or two later, sirens went off all over. They didn't know where it was coming from, but they knew it wasn't legit. Those were the days when they cared about you and made sure that you were safe. Not anymore. Okay, Macy's is to cut nearly 4,000 jobs in the restructuring. So they're restructuring. And what I thought was interesting, and the reason I included this was because 4,000 jobs is only 3% of its workforce. It's about 25% of their corporate staff. But it's going to save them $630 million on an annualized basis. So round numbers, that means these people are making about $150,000 on average each. That's quite a bit for 4,000 jobs. So these are good white-collar jobs, and you're going to have to move out into the Appalachia country where the cost of living is low, and they probably pay you to come. And you can be relaxed. And there's some police, mostly you just get your own gun. Okay, the FBI, this was an interesting story. The FBI is using Etsy, which I didn't realize, that they shopped there. But there was a woman who lit a car on fire, or two police cars, and they used Etsy to trace I don't know why they thought it would be on Etsy, but I guess they just Googled the wording on it. She had wording on it that said something like, keep the immigrants, deport the racists, okay? Well, I don't know that. Anyway, whatever her sentiment, she faces up to 80 years in prison and a fine of $500,000. That doesn't mean she'll get that, but, those police cars are pretty expensive. So how did this work? Well, we have to actually go over here to this page. She posted a review of this Keep the Immigrants, Deport the Racists fast shipping 5 stars. This girl here bought the shirt March 24th and left 5 stars. Nice of her on that. And so when they searched for that wording, they found this review. And they thought, okay, that might be somebody. So they had XXMV. That's the person. And here's a picture of her. And they used over 500 shots from all different cameras and people taking pictures. There's one of the cars burning. I'm not sure if that's the car, but it could be. And here she is with the flaming torch, with the shirt, and throwing this into the car, I guess, which wasn't burning at the time. And also then she took something and threw it into this SUV, which wasn't burning at the time. And they saw her arm. She has a very interesting tattoo, and this is a picture from her some other time when it's easier to read the shirt, and there's the tattoo. And then they found this picture on Vimeo of a massage demonstration, apparently, and that matched up with this. And then they went and found from the Vimeo video, found her LinkedIn page, and there you go. So if you're going to start cars on fire, I would say don't have distinctive tattoos, don't buy custom t-shirts, and watch out for Etsy. But I just thought it was fascinating how, we talk about how we capture data and how that might be used, and I was shocked at how they put the whole thing together. Just saying. Etsy, of all places. Okay, so now let's go back here. Tesco sees customers switching from Aldi for the first time in a decade. So Tesco, which is a bigger shopping grocery store in the UK, is competing with Aldi. Now, they talk about the brand health. This is kind of a funny article because it tries to put this all on brand health. But Tesco said that its new price match scheme and shift in consumer behavior caused customers who saw Tesco's Aldi price match campaign, there were 6% said that's why they came over. Okay? And global data retail analyst says Tesco appears to be gearing up for an all-out price war as UK seems to be heading into a recession. Okay? That we brought on ourselves by the way we treated the coronavirus. So, providing value, which may have been worthwhile, I don't know, could have been, don't know. Time will tell, right? So, providing value for money is crucial for retailers in both the value and mid-market players. The dollar store is not closing shops. They're opening more stores, and Dollar Tree. So Tesco appears to be gearing up for this all-out price war. Now, I was involved with an all-out price war in Chicago in the late 80s where Cub Foods came into the market. They were a French grocery store chain, and they had come into market after market after market. And we had Dominic's Finer Foods as our ad agency client, one of our big ones. And Dominic's said, well, we need to change our ads. We need to lower our prices across the board. All out price war. And my boss, the genius Bob Meyer, said, that's not how you win this. You cannot win by doing that. Do you understand what Cub Foods has done? Every market they go in, they open brand new shiny stores, big ones, not many, but big ones, and then they draw from the surrounding market. They cut their prices about 6%. Now, your overall profitability is 2%. So by cutting prices 6%, you're going in the red. They know that. You know that. Okay? So they cut their prices 6%. It's their cost of startup. They look at it that way. After a month or two, you realize you can't keep going at this rate because you can't match them. So you go to 4%. They go up 1%. Time goes on, you go to 2%. They go to 4%. And every day that a customer comes into the Cub Foods, there's a big display with your ads, and they've got a red marker across your price, and then they write next to it their price. And it's 2% different, but it's always 2%. And people see milk and eggs, and they see that they're going to save a dime or a quarter on these items. And they go, wow, what a great deal Cub is. And they walk around the whole store, and all the prices are lower than yours. What are you going to do? And by the time you go out of business, Cub prices are right back to where they would have been if there wouldn't have been the competition. And now you're gone. So they make just as much money as you would have made if they wouldn't have come in. See how that works? What did we do? First off, we did brand advertising. Imagine that, a grocery store. I remember one ad, we had this huge strawberry, beautiful, artistically drawn strawberry, not even a photograph. Just succulent, beautiful. It was like a full-page ad of one strawberry. And it talked about how Dominic's Finer Foods, Dominic was still around at the time, how they cared about produce and how we misted the produce and how, we took care of everything. And then we had about our meat and how we select our meat and how we, the things that people care about, the quality. It's not just a can of tuna like we're going to talk about on Monday. But we did brand advertising because why do price advertising head to head? Then we did something also very interesting because Dominic's had converted. They'd seen the handwriting on the wall, and they had converted their cash register systems, computerized them with UPC codes. But not only that, but it allowed zone pricing. So where there was a Cub right next door, they matched the Cub. They matched them on every item that Cub advertised. Exactly the same, no change. But only where the Cub was right next door. Where the Cub was a little further away, they took their commodity items. They had A, B, and C items. A's were commodity, C's were like luxury, A1 sauce, that sort of thing. And so in the level B stores, they matched them on the commodities. They were close on the other items, but on the luxury items, they didn't change at all. Or they might have raised the price a little, making their overall margin pretty much the same as it had always been. And their customers said, well, we're getting great produce, we're getting this better meats and better sausages, and my wife used to go all the way from Wisconsin, only bought her Italian sausage at Dominic's because they made it right there. Now they make it at the Piggly Wiggly. Anyway, so she advises them on how much fennel they need in their sausages. Anyway, so the Dominic's customers said, well, their meat and eggs and everything, that's the same as Cub. I'm not saving any money going to Cub, but I know I get better quality at Dominic's. And the stores that were farther away from a Cub, they just left it alone. And Chicago was the first market in the country where Cub packed up and left. Imagine that. So that's my advice for Tesco and anybody else who's thinking about an all-out price war. The key to all-out price war, don't go all out. Go all out where it matters. Be tactical. Be strategic. And talk about your quality all you can. And you better have some of those. I'm John Miglosh. Like and share. Have a great day. Bye-bye.